Welcome to the Google Plus Hangout. I figured that with the live stream that happens 30 minutes before, I would bring the Google Plus Hangout in if you are on Google Plus. Go ahead and if you are on Google Plus, follow, I believe, I think it's the Shellie Palmer. Well, I think it's the real Shellie Palmer on Google Plus. Go ahead and you can find me there, and then you could just add me and follow me on Google Plus, and then you can join the video hangout if you are out there in Google Plus this evening. In the live stream, I basically discussed being proactive with mental health and mental illness, and discussing a little bit about the book that I had released back in December on Kindle. That book will come available in a second edition in hardcover towards the end of the year. So I have a lot of other projects going on right now, so I want to make sure that everything is done in an organized fashion. I'm a very organized person when it comes to logically and strategically working things out. That's just my brain and how it works, basically. So during the live stream, I pretty much covered why I wrote, didn't I just say that, why I wrote the book? Duh. Mental moment, or in some cases I call it a brain fart. The hashtag Let's Talk on Twitter, LLLA2, hashtag in front of that. A lot of hashtagging, but it helps in the long run, especially if you want to discuss this on Twitter or on Facebook. You do it the same way. Just hashtag those and we could talk about it. Or if you feel more comfortable to talk about it a little more privately, we can discuss it that way either. There's so many ways we can be proactive with mental health, and being a little more socially aware with mental health awareness, and discussing it, basically. And that's the whole gist of this season of the Life, Living, and Love of an Author. If you don't know anything about me and are just getting new to these episodes, I am from Hartville, Ohio, from Stark County, Ohio. It's a little town in between the Akron-Canton area and Ravenna and Rootstown areas. So I'm kind of in the middle, the bed of it all, really. It's country music city nation, basically, in the Northeast Ohio. I'm around, WQMX 94.1 and WGAR, which is in Cleveland, and then K Country K105. So those are the radio stations that are most prominent in country music in my region of Ohio. So I wrote 4 books in a series, with a fifth book coming in late May. Of course, my phone's always ringing off the hook. I always ignore it, because usually it's just telemarketers or my dad's cousin. Go figure. Anyway, when I really decided to write the book was at a time when I felt the need to talk about it more. My friend passed away. One of my best friends passed away a little over a year ago, and she lived with being bipolar and had social anxiety and social phobias, and I always knew who to go to when I had an issue or a flare-up with my anxiety. We understood each other on that level a lot when it came to that, and like I said, I always knew who to go to. I always knew who to talk to about it. And she was my shoulder. She was my rock when it came to that. I never really could talk to my parents about it. They always knew I had this issue. They just didn't know how to deal with it. And my own father should know how to deal with it because he is a Vietnam veteran with PTSD. So, and it's just a number of things. You would think that, a father and daughter would come closer together because of mental health. Well, sometimes family members clash when it comes to that issue or topic. And that is the case with my dad and I. I don't really talk about it a lot, but I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable talking about it because I know other people and other families go through this as well. It's just not me. Um, I've gotten to know some really good people with the same issues I have, and it's been easier to discuss it. And that's how that book came to about really. And it took me almost a year to actually write it because I was writing it longhand in a journal book before it went to typing it, typing the manuscript and putting it up on Kindle. It is in Kindle format right now on Amazon for $7.99. So if you want to read the book, I encourage folks to read the book. I did not write the book in my own view. I wrote it in a second person context, which was to put myself in the other person's shoes. And nothing came out of statistics or research work. It was all on a authentic level with stories and interviews that I conducted. And that took actually 2 months to do, believe it or not. It took me 2 months, 2.5 months to get those stories and as well as my own in the book. And it was quite a process and it was very therapeutic for me throughout the period of 9 months. In fact, there were times where I went to my Facebook page and would just had to let it out, saying, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe that I'm actually writing about not my story, but someone else's story. I'm kind of being the mentor through it all. And I don't know how I'm doing it. I really don't. There's no goal at that. There's no format and plan. It just that's the way it happened. And I'm happy I did it because it left me more vulnerable and more healthy in the long run to write this book. So that's a little something that I really tapped onto in the live stream was discussing revelations on mental health, the spoken truth. I will have periodic excerpts and blurbs and quotes from the book posted on my social media networking sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the official website as well. So Goodreads, you can get them at Goodreads. I have some on my Goodreads page as well. So feel free to always check into those pages. And, I would like to hear what your thoughts are on this book. I really want to know what you, the viewers, think about it. And can you relate with it? I really hope that you do because I put so much of you in this book. It's not all on me. It's so many people, and we all have a form of mental illness in this world. And we want to better educate ourselves and grow and learn and be a voice for someone who might be afraid to talk about it. I at one time was very closed in. I didn't want to discuss it. I didn't want to accept the fact that I was learning disabled as well as living with anxiety disorder. And it was frightening for me to really even remotely think about talking about it. And now that I feel more real and more authentic in my own skin discussing it and being a voice for someone who might have that time not wanting to talk about it and not who to go to. And that is the whole premises of the series this season, was discussing mental illness and raising more mental awareness around it and being very proactive in this. I read an, uh, a quote, and I'm quoting myself on this because I did this in the live stream, from something I had posted on my Instagram page here a while back. My anxiety doesn't define me. I am who I am regardless of having a good day or a bad day. And it's very true. I don't let any of this hinder me. I'm very independent. I could be very stubborn and bullheaded at times, and I don't always get my way either. And it's life. That's just the way it is. But we want to be able to communicate and connect with other people too, and not be insecure with ourselves. I know I still have my insecurities about certain things, but I've really kind of let a lot of it go and just go with the flow of things. And if someone tells me, you know, you don't look like you're having a good day, and I'm thinking, okay, what? I'm having a great day. I've had people say that to me, and it's really weird because I'm always having a good day, but some days are better than others. Obviously, it's just the way it is. But I don't care as much how I look on the outside. It's how I feel on the inside, and I don't want to say I pride myself on it, but I'm proud to be who I am. Regardless of what I look like on the outside, because in time, looks fade, but what you have on the inside will last a lifetime. And it's very true. So don't ever get discouraged with yourself, regardless if you have mental illness or not. So we want to take better care of ourselves. And really, that helps our mental state of mind a lot. So we want to be more uh, caring on ourselves, but also care about others as well, and always help somebody when they need that help. It can be hard to do, especially um, if you can't trust that person, and it can be hard. It's really hard. I still have that at times where, okay, I don't know if I want to help this person. What is their motive? Um, I always have these thoughts and these questions in my mind as well, because someone might want a favor from me, and I might not want to fulfill that favor or promise. But if it's something that I can hold myself to, I'll do it. But there are times where I just can't, and you have to really put yourself first at times. It's hard to do. I have a really hard time doing that because I always put others before myself. And that gets in the way of my anxiety at times, because it really frustrates me and I can easily get stressed because of that. So we want to be better on ourselves with whatever it may be. You could be bipolar, you could have depression, clinical depression, PTSD. It could be a number of things, postpartum, uh, or even that. So it could be a number of things, really. And just, it's hard to put yourself first, and I know that because I'm like that. um, I'm always putting someone else before my own self, and sometimes you just have to um, throw it all aside and take care of yourself, because your health is important. You can't babysit everybody every day, and you can't talk to everybody that you need to talk to. It's just humanly impossible. That's a lot of pressure on a person. So we want to be a little more giving on ourselves, if that makes sense to you. Be a little more giving on yourself. Be a little more considerate of others. I ran into a little situation in a conversation I had on by phone, and I told this woman, I was very clear, I could not come. I had to reschedule. She got kind of snippy and, had an attitude, and I did not like that. That's that's just not business right. You don't do that to somebody. And I told her, sometimes you have to let people know. You have to stand your own ground and let people know, if you have to reschedule, you have to reschedule. Find a time where you can reschedule it and where you can come in. And it really did. It irritated me, and I kind of went off a little bit, but not a whole lot. But I was upset. And we all have those moments where someone's gonna try and bring you down to their level, down to their negativity and their negative remarks. It happens a lot, especially if you're dealing with someone with a mental illness. You want to be considerate, and you want to have some common courtesy with that person, because that person might not understand what you're saying or what you're doing. You have to be very considerate around people like that. And I give anybody credit who is trying to find a job these days and have a form of mental illness, because we don't let it hinder ourselves. We're very independent people. We just beat to our own drum. That's just who we are as individuals. And to make a long story short, that's basically something we want to feel socially aware about and be considerate around other people. I know it's hard. I find it very difficult for myself at times, but we want to be real on mental health and mental illness. We don't want to have no stigmas and have the media glamorize it all, really. So we want to be considerate and show a little compassion and careness to someone else with it. The live stream should be working hopefully before tomorrow morning. And if not, then I'll have to go back in and find out what's going on with it. So hopefully you can either watch this in replay on Google Plus, YouTube, on Facebook, the official website, on Tumblr. If you want to talk to me, or feel free to contact me on Facebook or Twitter. I do read a lot on my Facebook page and on my Twitter pages. And I do periodically check on my official page, but usually I'm on there posting more on that page. So, and updates. If you're on my email list, there will be some emails coming out soon, so stay tuned for those. I appreciate everybody who tunes in for this tongue tied. I appreciate everybody who comes in every week or every other week to catch these episodes. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for always tuning in, and I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful week.